sponsored by Sprite.
Hey, this is Ernie Johnson, 2K Sports. Shaquille O'Neal is with me. Thank you all for being here. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, maybe it hasn't been quite the start to the season they were hoping for. They're just 2-3 so far, but probably a little too early to get hung up on the one-loss record at this point. When you think about the best backcourts in the league, Shaq, where does Washington fall in that equation with John Wall and Bradley Beal?
Well, they have a strong case for being the best. They're both incredibly athletic. Beal can shoot the ball. John Wall is the fastest point guard from end to end. But the Splash Brothers might have a little bit of the edge. But you know what? Wizards, they're on their way.
That is true. That's going to wrap it up from our end. Let's take you courtside. Thanks for joining us.
Basketball fans, please welcome your Toronto Raptors! And now, your starting lineup. At the small forward position, at 6'6", number 31, Terrence Ross. From Westchester High, a 6'9" forward, number 15, Amir Johnson. Number 17, the big man in the middle. He's a 7-foot center from Lithuania. This is Jonas Valanciunas. And number 10, he's a 6'7" guard from USC. Ladies and gentlemen, DeMar DeRozan. From Villanova, a 6-foot guard, number 7, Kyle Lowry. Your head coach is Dwayne Casey.
It's an Eastern Conference battle here at the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto as the Raptors look to work their home court advantage. This is 2K Sports bringing you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan calling the action with my broadcast partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Taking a look at Washington, they've got to be hoping that the road will be a little kinder to them than their winless homestand they just concluded.
Checking out Washington, their season hasn't been great and it hasn't been terrible. It's been fairly pedestrian. A few times it's looked like they're about to turn the corner, but they just haven't been able to sustain that winning momentum.
And I'm not quite sure why that is, because I think they've got the talent to be among the league leaders, but it looks to me like it's not going to happen for them this year.
And now Washington's starting group. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Pierce and Nene filling up the forward spots, and it's Gortat in at the 5 down low. Now here is Lowry. Valanciunas with the ball. Johnson, soft touch off the glass.
That's an efficient start for them offensively, working it inside for the easy 2 points.
Yeah, Clark, I think they can really attack this club in the paint. That's where they can win this game if they dominate this.
Well, you look at Amir Johnson's offensive game, certainly a fit for today's NBA. Not really a huge post-up game repertoire, but he gets off the floor, runs the court, finishes around the rim, and he's able to spread the floor because he's a good jump shooter.
Here's this following the basket. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. Right through the D for the layup.
He's so reliable. You know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
On defense, the Raptors, they couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Well, shooting as poorly as they did, there was very little chance they were going to win that game, guys.
Yeah, there was sort of a snowball effect in the game that I saw. I mean, what started as a cold night for a few guys became contagious and became a cold night for everybody.
here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Lowry drives in. DeRozan against Beal. DeMar DeRozan again. DeRozan's got his second basket of the game.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
Lowry against Wall. Nene with the screen on Lowry. Here's Wall. And he overshot that one, missing.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
It's DeRozan with the drive. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Well, they're shooting 75% here early on, even with that miss.
Nene setting the pick for Wall. Goes up off the pick. And the serious dunk to finish it off.
That shot was made possible by the work of Nene setting the screen.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Right side, DeRozan. Into Johnson. No luck. And Washington the other way now. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, Clark, they really shot terribly from downtown in that one and eventually paid the price for it.
They sure did. I mean, sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but theirs wasn't quite strong enough.
Paul Pierce is a 16-year veteran, and last season his first not in a Celtics uniform. It took some getting used to, both for him and for us.
Well, you just had to love the reception for Pierce and KG in their first game back in Boston. No surprise there. The fans there, some of the best in the league, and they showered those guys with tremendous love, cheers, and appreciation. Well deserved for what they've contributed as Celtics and certainly as NBAers.
And both free throws good for Paul Pierce. And Steve, no less than the great Celtic John Havlicek dubbing Paul Pierce as the greatest one-on-one scorer in Celtics history.
Yeah, the 10th overall pick back in 1998. What a find. I mean, you could argue that he and Dirk Nowitzki were the two best players drafted that night.
Now here's DeRozan. 12 points his last outing. 11 feet away. The second chance effort. And there's the nice layup by Johnson. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
But you got to love his determination on the glass, coming out of the gate strong.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, Doris?
We went over the matchups in tonight's game, and when we came to Nene, he told me, now there's a player. You just don't find big men with that kind of body who's that light on his feet. I don't know if it's his soccer background, but the way he moves, it's awfully tough to stay between him and the iron. Guys, that's the goal, but we'll see if they're able to make it happen. Back to you.
And thank you for that, Doris. Now here's DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him up in his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan. And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but you know, he has the potential, I think, to be even better than what he is right now.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both.
You know, coming into the playoffs, a lot of people dismissed the Wizards because they were playing a more seasoned team during the playoffs, but the Wizards, actually, as you look at their roster, they had a number of players that were playoff tested.
Now here's Pierce. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Indiana, and that one's good. And here's Lowry. DeRozan with a screen for Lowry. There's a screen. Ross on the wing. 6 to shoot. It's DeRozan with the drive. Another miss by DeRozan.
Gotta like the defense not quitting on the play and getting a hand in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck, that makes it not an easy shot.
Now here's Beal. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Indiana.
And no question, you look at his assist totals, and they tell you what a nice job he was doing, really spreading that ball around. The Wizards did have more experience than most people realized last year. It helped in the playoffs and in the regular season.
Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. To the right side. Here's Valanciunas. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Having veterans in the locker room is such a benefit in so many ways. Wizards have to owe some of their success last season to that.
Well, you know, veteran players bring perspective, they bring professionalism, they bring experience. And those are attributes that you can't be a playoff team without. And it served the Wizards well that they had those vets.
The first one falls.
Jonas Valanciunas bulked up going into last season and tore up the NBA Summer League. Big things expected, but he sort of plateaued a bit in year 2, but I still think the future's bright for him.
So he gets them both.
And for Valanciunas last season, a drop in field goal and free throw percentage. But while his rebounding improved, he's still learning NBA defense, struggling at times against pick and rolls in various matchups.
Now here's Pierce. Here's Nene. Ross grabs the board.
Can't get a much better look.
A piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Valanciunas wears his heart on his sleeve. You can see how much he wants to be great.
Yeah, he's hungry. He plays with a hunger that you love to see. Oftentimes he can get down on himself. It's tough to be patient, but he's only 22. I think we've got to give him a little more time. I think he's going to be really good, Kevin, in years ahead.
Let's see some of the numbers here on John Wall. Coming off an excellent season last year. Last season put up about 19 points a game, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. And the numbers are pretty outstanding. I mean, we've come to expect it from him.
Well, he always impresses, Steve, with the work ethic, stamina, consistency. It's what the best players strive for and produce.
Shot clock at 6. Taken away by Nene. And now running up the court. Pierce pushing it up. Leans from outside. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Pierce has got 6 points.
I think he anticipated that the defense would be there, and that's why he leaned in like that.
Outside Lowry. Pass to Valanciunas. 6 to shoot. Lowry against Wall. Washington with the rebound. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
And in last year's season series, things did not go their way.
That's good from Paul Pierce on the assist from Beal. And it's a 6-point Washington lead.
And the D is having problems stopping the mid-range jumper. They're not really closing out on them as much as they should be.
Yeah, look at the numbers. 6 of the last 10 points have come by way of that jump shot party.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. Great awareness and terrific finish.
Here is Wall. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Offensive rebound.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Lowry against Wall.
John Wall is 6'4", with a 39-inch vertical leap and long arms to boot. is an elite physical specimen when it comes to the point guard position.
And Wall, a blur, guys, in the open court. Perhaps the fastest player in the league end-to-end. He is devastating in transition.
Yeah, he's so tough to stop around the rim, even in the half court. But when he gets ahead of steam going, he can get into the lane and then finish with either hand. So, man, he is tough to stop.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Johnson. Williams, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry.
Well, the Wizards signed John Wall to that max contract extension last season, and he rewarded them. Made his first All-Star game appearance and led the team back to the playoffs for the first time in 6 seasons.
Now here's Vasquez. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
And Wall finally adding a consistent three-pointer to his arsenal last season. He shot almost 4 threes a game and made them at a 35% clip.
No good on the free throw. And Steve, defenders can't just go under on screens any longer defending John Wall.
Yeah, that outside shot keeps defenders honest, and it opens up driving angles and passing lanes for John Wall, who's one of the most explosive players in the league.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
You know, the Toronto Raptors found themselves in an interesting position last season. A new front office. They were looking to hit the reset button, and so they trade away Rudy Gay and Andrea Bargnani, and the team actually played better than ever.
Now here's Wall. He's coming off a 13-point game against Indiana.
And what an extraordinary display of passing in that game, too, Kevin. He's making all the right decisions offensively.
Now here's Ross, following the miss by John Wall. The pass to Vasquez. Patterson up top, covered by Humphries. Hansbrough, a screen on Blair. Dishes to Vasquez from 17 feet out, and that's good for 2. Vasquez has got his first 2 points of the night. And for the Raptors, they would have loved to have drafted hometown prospect Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, especially with the Raptors' history of losing their star players, whether Vince Carter or Chris Bosh. He's a player who wanted to play for the Raptors, but, you know, the odds were always against that. In the end, I mean, you know, they did what they were supposed to do, and that's win games.
And so it's Washington with it. The Raptors getting the bucket. Right side, Williams. Porter with the steal. Pass to Wall. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Wall's got 6.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
Here's Patterson. It's blocked. Now here's Porter, guarded by Vasquez. Porter passes to Wall. Blair, the screen. Wall dishes to Porter. 6 to shoot. Miller against Williams. Miller, no up.
You know, that mid-range jump shot is not his strong suit, even when he gets a good look like that.
1:33 left in the first quarter of the game. Williams kicks to Patterson. He feeds it to Hansbrough. Can't get it to go. Washington leading now by 6. Miller outside. Outside, Wall. Blair, the pass to Wall. Free throw line jump shot, and he gets it to go. Wall's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Ross with a screen on Wall. Vasquez with it, now guarded by Porter. Vasquez dishes to Patterson. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
That's what I'd do. Make sure you get a couple of shots here to close this quarter.
Wall attacking. Hansbrough against Blair. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Vasquez.
Washington foul call. John Wall. That's his first personal foul.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
Williams. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Both shots good from the stripe.
Boy, that was solid. I'll tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
Wizards leading by 3. Blair, a screen on Williams. Miller outside. Kicks it to Humphries. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
This is his first free throw of the game.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
Williams inside the line. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Wizards lead by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Next Tuesday night, November 11th, Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trailblazers. Be there.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
Raptors trail by 5. We've got DeRozan. Amir Johnson is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Lowry. And it's Vasquez in at the shooting guard. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. Now here is Lowry. He's coming off a 13-point game against Boston. Just 5 to shoot. Here's DeRozan. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Gortat never really felt at home in Phoenix, it seemed, but he got a lot of his bounce back to the step when he was traded to the Wizards, where he was really a great fit alongside that young backcourt.
Here's Beal. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Shot is off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. They host the 76ers after this game. And DeRozan. Here we go. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Miller kicks to Beal. Humphries inside. Johnson on him. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. And Toronto making a change here. Valanciunas is checked in. Pierce is checked in for Washington. So it's Washington now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. 6 to shoot. Beal can't get it to go. And the Wizards trading Emeka Okafor, a draft pick for Gortat. Clark seemed like a pretty good move at the time.
Yeah, you know, Okafor had that season-ending injury. The Wizards making a push for the playoffs, and they were able to re-sign Gortat this offseason.
Vasquez can't get it to go.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, DeMar DeRozan with great size at the shooting guard position. Recently, he's looked to exploit that advantage in the post. He said, quote, I look at guys like Kobe, and as they started to get older, they got better in the low block. I looked at it as, quote, if I get better at it now, that's going to be a benefit for me later. Guys, he's already seeing the dividends paid.
Getting close range buckets and getting to the line, Doris. That's helping his efficiency. Thanks.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
And he uses the glass on the layup. And now just a 1-point Wizards lead.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Gortat with a screen on Lowry. Humphrey sets a pick for Miller. And it's Pierce in the corner. Back to Miller. Now Beal. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And that one's good.
Fellas, he just is struggling to get anything going. Right now, his shooting percentage in the quarter, 20%.
Here's Lowry. He kicks to Valanciunas. To the middle. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Grievous Vasquez, a 6'6" point guard out of Venezuela by way of the University of Maryland, is really a good passer and playmaker. Plays with a swagger and moxie that you love to see. You know, a couple seasons back, this guy averaged 9 assists a game.
And Vasquez with great size, Steve, for the point guard position.
Not an elite athlete, so he sometimes lacks the quickness to guard opposing point guards, but his height, his strength, and his grit and anticipation makes him really a viable option against a lot of different matchups in the league.
The Wizards making a switch here. Nene's checked in. And Vasquez drops them both.
Toronto, Canada, the home for the NBA All-Star Game next season. And we know how global the NBA is. A lot of excitement and anticipation here in the T-Dot for a celebration of basketball.
Now here's Pierce. 8 points for him. Nene the pass to Miller. Outside for Beal. Beyond the arc. Good. And Miller gets the assist. And it's 6 points here for Beal.
Now he's hit a pair of 3 balls in this quarter, so he's starting to find his range.
And Toronto, guys, not necessarily viewed as a free agent destination in the NBA. But, Steve, it's a diverse city with a lot to offer.
And not least of which, Kevin, a vibrant nightlife, which I know you have enjoyed on occasion. But look, the Raptors, they have a terrific home record, particularly on Sunday matinee games. A lot of speculation that visiting players maybe were out a little bit too late the night before. Who knows? Maybe Steve, you even ran into them.
Steve, where are you getting this stuff from, man? You
Thanks,
are
Clark.
reaching.
Clark and I are watching tape is what we're doing, right?
That's
we're
exactly what we're doing.
Get ready for the broadcast.
Enjoying the 4 walls of the hotel room.
Here's Nene. After the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas, and the shot's good from Nene. Raptors trail by 5. Now here is Lowry. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's good.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Now here is Miller. Top of the key, Pierce. Nene dishes to Pierce. 6 to shoot. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Pierce has got 10 points. Here's Vasquez. 8 points for him. Feeds it to Valanciunas. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to 3 points on the bucket from Vasquez.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
Now here is Miller. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Andre Miller with 15 seasons under his belt. He says he thinks he could play until he's 40. And I'll tell you, with his style of play, it doesn't seem like a street with a craftiness that really doesn't require a ton of speed.
And Andre Miller is really a crafty ball handler. It's amazing the numbers he's produced over his career without being a high flyer, without being super fast. What he is highly skilled, smart, tough, durable, uses changes of speed, and the strength he has served him well as a post-up guard and also in being able to play through contact in the lane.
Both free throws good for Miller. And Steve, you talk about Miller's strength and his deceptiveness. One of the best post-up point guards in the NBA.
Yeah, maybe the best over the course of his career. He's got that little bank shot from the mid-post, unbelievable footwork and spin moves. He's got all the tricks in his book.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
Oh, boy. Whipped cream, cherry on top. It always comes back to dessert for Clark.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Now, here is Gortat, looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Nene, out to Miller. Now here's Beal, tight defense on him, and he gets it to go. And the Wizards lead by 3.
Now he's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
The Raptors have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. Here's Lowry. Here's Valanciunas. That misses off the backboard.
You'd expect him to nail that one being that close to the hoop.
Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Vasquez kicks to DeRozan. He dishes it to Vasquez. Back to DeRozan. Now the feed to Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Clock at 6. Puts up the baby hook. Shot is no good. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Miller with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Miller with the ball. The dish to Nene. Gortat with the screen for Nene. Off the pick. Shot, no good. Good D by Johnson. Raptors trail by 3. Here's Vasquez. Misses from close range. For Washington, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Beal, the pass to Nene. Miller kicks to Pierce. Back to Miller. And here is Beal. He's got 8. Lets the 3 fly. And again, Washington no good.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. Pass to Valanciunas. Here's Vasquez. And again, no good by Toronto.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Miller outside. Nene dishes to Miller. Back to Nene. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Nene, I think, an underrated defensive player. Not a big shot blocker, but he has tremendous size and strength, and he can move laterally. So he can really move and cover the pick and roll and switch on to guards, an effective defender.
And Nene, for his size and agility, at times somewhat disappointing in terms of rebounding the ball. Throughout his career, actually, his rebound rate has fallen steadily over the last 3 years. Maybe injuries a factor in that, but they do need more from him on the glass.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Johnson. Terrence Ross is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Williams in for Vasquez. And he's good on the second. You talk about the subtle decline for Nene. Is scoring efficiency, Steve, also taking a turn for the worse over the last couple seasons?
Yeah, still in his early 30s. You know, age shouldn't be that big a factor for a big man, but I guess it's the accumulation of all those injuries, including his knee sprain last season, that may be taking their toll.
Now here's Williams. Now Patterson. They need this one, and he hits the jump shot. Patterson's got 5. So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Washington's turnaround last year was in part in how they played on the road.
Yeah, they went from being a joke on the road, a non-factor really in 2013, to one of the better road teams in 2014. As a matter of fact, in the playoffs, they blitzed the Bulls on the road in that first round series.
Good point. Washington's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Outside, Wall, and the pass to Beal. Blair, a screen on Williams, back to Wall. 6 to shoot. That one off the back iron and out.
A big 15-win difference for the Wizards on the road between 2013 and how they ended last year. It really was the catalyst for them getting into the playoffs.
Now here's Williams. Ross passes to Hansbrough. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And in the playoffs, you saw how good Washington can be on the road, as the Wizards were able to go into Chicago to get wins in that series, as well as take road wins away from Indiana.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Wizards.
They're making a concerted effort to get to the free throw line in the first half, guys, and they're cashing in.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
The free throw drops for Hansbrough.
Tyler Hansbrough, known as Psycho T back at North Carolina, big-time banger, seeks contact offensively, and draws a lot of fouls, too.
Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. That one drops. He ties it up.
And Hansbrough single-minded offensively, and I don't mind that. Hey, you catch the ball in positions he gets it in to score. Some would even go so far as calling him a black hole, but, you know, last season he was a little more selective. And I think he had his best season yet as far as scoring efficient.
Now here's Wall. He's got 8. Here's Beal. The rebound by Patterson.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy. They're really working hard on the board.
And Hansbrough, a pretty good post defender. His physicality really serves him well.
And he's improved his rebounding rate the last couple of seasons as well. You know, he's got good mobility for his size, so he keeps himself in the mix for all those loose balls.
Blair, a screen on Williams. Back to Wall. Dishes to Beal for the three. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. And that's now 11 points here for Beal.
This guy's really heated up this quarter, starting to percolate. That's his third in the period after being shut out in the first quarter. Boy, that's a rebounding clinic right there. He boxed out and then went up aggressively and strong for it.
And Wall, here we go now. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And that sends John Wall to the free throw line. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Juwan Blair is undersized at 6'7", playing the power forward spot, but he's wide, he's got great length, and he's extremely active on the offensive glass, and really has a nice knack for finishing inside.
And for Blair, the question marks have been more at the defensive end of the floor, Steve.
Well, yeah, because it's harder for him, Kevin. He just doesn't have that height. He's got the size and the strength, but not the height. So there's certain matchups that are tough for him. But I think overall, Blair's been able to carve out a nice niche and find a good role for whatever club he's been with.
For Toronto, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Hitting your free throws is a good way to get back into it. It stops the clock and extends the game. I mean, you want to take advantage of that situation. And they're shooting much better from the line here in the second quarter. So far, they haven't missed one.
And Patterson drops them both.
Well, you look at the Wizards, they've got an interesting mix of younger players and veterans, and they had tried to build their team with younger players, but a lack of leadership and maturity and professionalism led them to make some trades for more veteran presence, and you need a nice blend if you're going to win at a consistent level and get to the playoffs. And the Wizards got all the way to the second round as a result.
And Williams, here we go, and he gets it to go.
And you love the concentration. He gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
And for a Wizards team that has mixed results in the draft, trading for proven veterans, Steve, certainly makes some sense.
Yeah, but it may also limit their upside. I mean, that's the trade-off with a solid veteran front line and the young developing backcourt. You have to see if they can continue to climb in the East.
Now, here's Porter. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Indiana. Just his first attempt, and Blair gets it to go. Blair's got his first bucket of the night. Toronto trailing.
You know, with the time left, they can trade 2 for 1 here.
If they hurry.
Hansbrough setting the pick for Lowry. Nailed from three-point land.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Wall kicks to Beal. He's looking for Blair and finds him. Lays it up and banks it in. Blair's got it all tied up now for the Wizards. Outside Williams. Left side Lowry. Ross in the corner. Puts up a three. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Ross has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Wall. The shot misses. Second quarter ends in a tight one. The Raptors out in front. They lead by 3. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin and Dwayne. A very tight game here. What's the number one thing you need to do in the second half to try to get out ahead and break this thing open?
Well, number one is we got to make sure we get in a defensive disposition. You know, right now we're kind of trading buckets. We're anticipating, putting them on the foul line. So we got to play from an anticipatory style of defense, whereas we're not reacting to where they have us on our heels.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
Well, when he gets to the rim, I mean, you know he's going to score. That's just the way it is. And he's been getting there a lot so far today.
And, Steve, he's been operating at extremely close range. The D has to do a much better job of protecting the basket the rest of the way.
Toronto leading by 3. And on the as we get into the second half. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Nene down low with Gortat. And it's Pierce in at the small forward position. Now here's DeRozan. 6 to shoot. Pass to Ross. Fires the 3. And he gets the bucket. Ross has got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Raptors.
Tell you what, until this defense gets out and defends the 3-point line, I mean, it's going to be a parade.
Yeah, we've already seen 3 in a row from out there.
Lowry against Wall. And it's Pierce in the corner. Gortat with a screen on Ross. Pierce with a wide open look. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Pierce has got 12 in the game.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those. And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
Here's Nene after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Beal against DeRozan. Beal can't get it to go.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area they just can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh.
Now here's Johnson. Here's DeRozan. Puts up the baby hook. Tries again. And Johnson puts it in. And now an 8-point Raptor lead.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Beal dishes to Pierce. Nene setting the pick for Pierce. It's Beal on the wing. Back to Pierce. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Valanciunas, a young big man with some offensive promise. He can score on the left block. He's developing a nice touch from mid-range. Very intriguing player with that size and skill set.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, head coach Dwayne Casey has overseen a surprising turnaround in Toronto. Their record has improved in all 3 seasons under his tenure. DeMar DeRozan said, "Since I've been here, he preaches the same thing. He told us to stick with it, and it worked. Everything came together like he said it would." Gentlemen?
Pound the rock, the team motto. They put in the work and stayed consistent. Thanks, Doris. Here is Ross. Following the basket by John Wall. The drive by Lowry. Beal with the steal. And here we go, the Wizards' fast break. It's stolen by Lowry. Left side, DeRozan. Here's Johnson. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Valanciunas, a mobile 7-footer with good hands. That's a nice start.
It's always a great place to start when you're a big guy. Can you catch it? And not only good passes, but can you catch bad ones and finish around the rim? He can do all of that.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
DeMar DeRozan, first-time All-Star last year. He improved his long-range shooting. On wing threes, up around 40%, and that allowed him to shoot the best overall three-point percentage of his career.
And DeRozan last season cracking 30% from long range for the first time in his young, promising career. That outside shot has been the missing part of his offensive game because we know he can get to the rack.
And you talk about DeRozan attacking inside, Steve, last season among the top 5 in free throws made.
Yeah, 6'7", he's strong, he's athletic. You know, he has the ability to finish in the lane, and I just like the way he's improved as a passer as well, getting his teammates involved.
And so John Wall nails both of them. It's been a while since the Raptors were legitimately viewed as a threat in the East, but last year they were one of the top teams.
Yeah, and that was in a year, Kevin, where everybody assumed one of the New York teams would win the Atlantic. The Raptors were able to secure that division, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with going forward.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 10, 4 on the shot clock. Trying to get open is Johnson. The shot is off. Wizards trail by 6. And Pierce, here we go. Beal, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Beal's got 13 points.
And it all came together mid-season for the Raptors. They saw an opening in their division, and in the East they took it.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. Here's the screen. He feeds it to DeRozan. Here's Valanciunas. Here's Johnson. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
So the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Vasquez, he's checked in for Toronto. And a change for the Wizards. Miller's checked in for Beal. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And that's helped with their passing game, too, because they're getting a lot of assists by sharing the ball and moving it.
You know, it was really a strong in-conference record for the Raptors, and even though they bowed out of the playoffs to a division foe, they really did show they are one of the teams in the East to be feared this year.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Raptors leading by 4. And DeRozan. Here we go. Here's Valanciunas. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And a chance here to check out some stats for Andre Miller. How his season went last year. He was around 5 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers might not reflect it, but the effort's really been there for him. He's going to get rewarded soon enough if he keeps getting after it like he has been.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Steve. He's been unlucky not to have filled up the stat sheet more because his play has really been solid.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
It was predicted by many, and I count myself amongst those who felt the Wizards would take a nice step forward and be one of the surprise teams in the East, and they certainly didn't disappoint.
He hits both from the stripe. Wizards guys ended 5th in the conference, and as you guys are talking about, a lot of people called that heading into the season. That was their projection for it.
Well, injuries derailed their 2013 campaign, Kevin, and they just seemed like a team ready to break out, and break out they did. I mean, 33 wins against the rest of the East. He jumped into that playoff picture. Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious, and his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Now here's Vasquez. 10 points for him. Here's Valanciunas. Vasquez kicks to Ross. Baseline J on the way. And again, Toronto no luck. Wizards trail by 4. Now here's Wall. He's got 15. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And we get a peek back now at last season for Marcin Gortat, how he ranked. At 11th in field goal percentage, 13th in blocks. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league as well. So this is a guy who had a lot of double-figure nights on the glass.
And like you said, Steve, I mean, his field goal percentage was extremely high. And that's a credit to him and his teammates. They got him the ball in good scoring positions, and he took care of the rest.
Williams, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. Chris Humphries has checked in for Washington. And stolen by Miller. Oh, and here we go. Wall's got it. The fast break chance. Kicks it to Pierce. Feeds it to Humphries. Outside, Wall. Nene with it. Now Valanciunas defending. And the shot's good from Nene.
And it feels like the energy has just picked up big time here. Both teams now feeding off each other's intensity.
I don't know what was said in the locker rooms at halftime, Steve, but it's obvious both sides have responded well.
Here's Williams. Following the basket by Nene. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Third, John Wall.
And they made their teammates better, too, because they're willing to give the ball up. They're interested in getting other people's shots and did it in spectacular fashion, too.
Vasquez kicks to Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Charity stripe shot, and he gets it to go. Williams has got 7 points in the game.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Williams against Wall. Pierce with a screen for Wall. It's Nene, high post. It's Miller on the wing. He kicks it to Wall from outside the arc, and it's good. 18 points for him.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Now here's Vasquez. He's got 10. Williams dishes to DeRozan. Vasquez passes to Williams. Wall with the steal. In transition, here come the Wizards. Wall with the ball. And DeRozan kicks to Vasquez. There's the pick. An easy layup after coming off the pitch. Vasquez has got 12 in the game.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
It's Wall with the drive. Nice D from Williams.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Vasquez kicks to Williams. Vasquez dishes to Williams. Here's DeRozan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on John Wall.
Lou Williams at 6'1", about 175 pounds, a scoring guard in a point guard's body. He's best playing off the ball offensively, but guarding the point guard defensively, so you often see him cross-matched with opponents.
And you mentioned Lou Williams, a scoring guard, but his scoring rate, Clark, down over the last couple seasons.
And, you know, his turnover rate had typically been excellent, but that's increased by almost double as his scoring numbers have gone down. But some of that is due to him coming off of that knee injury. It usually takes a couple of seasons, Kevin. When you tear that ACL, you get back after 1, but it's not until year 2 that you begin to regain your old form.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Patterson in for Johnson.
He did the important part at the line there, the heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a 2-possession game.
Now, here is Miller. Humphrey sets a pick for Porter. Miller outside, 6 to shoot. The baseline J. Another shot. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Humphries.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
They grabbed their own miss and out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Vasquez with it. 12 points for him. Hansbrough, a screen on Humphries. Patterson passes to Williams. Patterson setting the pick for Williams. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Come on, you've got to box out better than that. Those second chance buckets can kill you.
At the line from your Raptors, Tyler Hansbrough. Shooting 1.
The Raptors weren't really dominant at home by any stretch last year, but they were a much stronger home team than years past, and I think that helped them get to the playoffs. No doubt about it.
Now, here's Blair. Back to Wall. Right wing. Shot clock at 6. Charity stripe shot. Toronto grabs the miss. And here's Vasquez. Puts up a 3. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got the lead up to 8 now for the Raptors.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. Wall wide open. Kept alive. Blair. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
Bradley Beal's checked in for the Wizards. And the free throw, no good. Toronto leading by 6. There's a screen by Hansbrough. Vasquez kicks to Williams. He dishes it to Hansbrough. Patterson inside. Guarded by Porter. The 3. And there's Vasquez on the assist by Patterson. Vasquez has got 15.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
Blair can't hit.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's helping them get the lead. And if they can continue to rebound like this, I think they're going to be in pretty good shape.
Now here's DeRozan. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Here's Hansbrough, and it's blocked. There's 37 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Wall kicks to Beal. Outside, Wall. Shot from 16, and he hits the jump shot. Wall's got 9 points in the quarter. Raptors leading by 7. Now Vasquez, 15 points in the game. The feed now to DeRozan. There's the triple. Shot is off. It'll count. No good. And we've reached the end of the third. Raptors lead by 7. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Center in downtown Toronto.
Tuesday, November 11th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Big-time hoops coming your way.
Here's Beal. Williams and Ross at the 2 and 3. Tyler Hansbrough out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Lowry in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Now here's Porter. passes it to Beal. 5 to shoot. Here's Wall. No good off the front iron.
That's a shot he's got to hit, and you don't get too many better looks from that range.
Williams' shot is off. Wizards trail by 7. Here is Wall. Gortat with a screen on Ross. Gortat with the screen for Wall. Wall missing again. Raptors leading by 7. Williams inside. Porter with the steal. Wall dishes to Humphries. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Gortat with a screen on Patterson. And Wall. Here we go now. Porter passes to Wall. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Wall's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Wizards. Right side Lowry. Good.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Outside, Wall. There's the dish to Porter. Wall against Lowry. The Wizards working the ball around now. Humphries with the bucket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
Wall against Lowry. Ross in the corner. The 3. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Wizards trail by 5. It's Wall with the drive. Marcin Gortat, the Polish hammer. We like him, I know, the 57th pick back in 2005.
He's just a quality starting center in the NBA. 6'11", center, can score and defend. Really a good pickup for Washington.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Gortat got his rebounding back up last season. A consistent double-double guy in the middle. And he turned 30 last season. Still very much in the prime of his career.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Valanciunas comes in for Hansbrough. And Amir Johnson subbed in for Patrick Patterson. Nene, he's checked in for Washington. Pierce comes in for Otto Porter Jr. And so John Wall nails both of them.
And Gortat, a strong finisher inside, can shoot out to about 15 feet. You can do a lot worse at the center position. Key for him is just staying healthy.
Now here is Lowry from 11 feet away. And it's Nene with the rebound. Nene's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Gortat kicks to Nene. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Raptors leading by 3. Lowry from outside. Again, the miss by Lowry.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently. And at this stage of the game, that offensive rebound and putback is enormous. I mean, that feels like a 4-point swing.
Looking at the game Beal has been having, 15 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
Well, as long as he's continuing to make them, I think they should make him more of a focal point of this offense. Well, the Wizards very high on their young, athletic backcourt of John Wall and Bradley Beal. Both so young and lively. They can run the floor and score. I get the feeling they feel like the backcourt is really the foundation for this franchise moving forward.
Wizards trail by 4. Now here's Wall. Gortat with a screen on Lowry. Here's Wall. Off target from outside. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. 6 on the shot clock. From down in the low post, it goes. And now a 6-point Raptor lead.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Gortat with the screen for Wall. Pass to Nene. Gortat inside. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Lowry dishes to Ross. The pass to Williams. Pass to Lowry. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Johnson. Some solid defense there by Nene. And Wall kicks to Beal. Pierce with the screen on Lowry. Here's Beal. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Lowry against Wall. Lowry kicks to Ross. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's 11 points now for Terrence Ross. Wizards trail by 7. It's Pierce on the wing. Dishes to Beal. Gortat with a screen on Williams. Nene down low. Valanciunas is there. Raptors have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Puts up the baby hook, and that one's good. Valanciunas has got 4 points this quarter.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Washington's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Beal, the pass to Nene. Pierce inside the three-point line. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Williams attacking. He feeds it to Lowry. Kicks it to Valanciunas. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And there's the call on Nene. You can see the leadership qualities on display right there, guys.
It's all about communication, Kevin. You can't have too much of that as a team, and he's really leading, trying to gather his guys together.
Clark?
Well, I agree with all of that. I mean, when you're talking about orchestrating your offense and defense, that requires a lot of communication, understanding where people need to be and what everybody is doing right. And if mistakes are being made, those things have to be pointed out as well.
The drive by Lowry. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Kyle Lowry, an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Last year playing really well in a contract year. Question is, can he maintain that level of play now with this new deal?
And he can't get the first one. And Lowry, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, but he's also gotten into it with coaches in the past too, Clark.
Yeah, you know, some locker room concerns, he can rub folks the wrong way, but I tend to always want to give the player the benefit of the doubt in this situation until you know for sure what the issues are. Nothing wrong with a little sandpaper coming from a player that's out there competing.
He's off on the second.
A career best performance from Kyle Lowry last season, posting best in scoring and assists. A lot of people felt like he was the player most egregiously overlooked when it came to the All-Star game.
For 3, Pierce. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got assist number 5 here tonight.
I mean, what are you going to do defensively? He can just rise up and bang down a 3-ball like that. And he gets such separation with the height advantage.
Now here is Lowry. Johnson sends the screen for Lowry. Here's Valanciunas. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Lowry, arguably the Raptors' best player last season. Despite that, Steve, he was the subject of repeated trade rumors.
Well, it was such a curious situation for Toronto. On one hand, they were trying to rebuild at the beginning of the season, maybe get a top draft pick, and then all of a sudden they started playing well. In the end, no trade. Lowry becomes their best player, and then, he leads them to a top 3 seed in the playoffs. So it's kind of a strange season. The Wizards have not defended well against Valanciunas.
He has 9 rebounds, and also those active hands of his have led to a pair of steals.
Yeah, Clark, he's had a great presence defensively. He's thrown off their rhythm on several occasions.
So he comes up empty at the line. Wizards trail by 6. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Right side Lowry feeds it to Johnson. Outside DeRozan. Outside for Lowry. Pierce with the steal. And now Wall running the floor.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Jacks up a 3. Pierce with the rebound.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Here's the 3. No good. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Lowry against Wall. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Six to shoot. Looking to get back on track here. Rebound by the Wizards. Gortat's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. It's Wall with the drive. And the shot is good. And now just a 2-point Raptor lead.
They'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential that they're going to pull this game out.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. Back to Lowry. Johnson with a screen on Wall. Tries to snap the cold streak. Washington with the rebound. Pierce has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Ross against Beal to tie it up. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Outside Lowry. Ross on the wing. Outside Lowry. The wide open look here for DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. 14 points for DeMar DeRozan.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
Yeah, and that's fine as long as you're making them, but make sure you don't start launching bad shots. That's a problem.
Now DeRozan. Bradley Beal missing from long range. Johnson sends the screen for Lowry. Valanciunas passes to Johnson. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Pierce dishes the Wall. Nene with the screen on Lowry. In the corner, Gortat with it. Back to Wall. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Wall's got 10 points in the quarter.
Big time bucket inside. He had to get that one over the top, and he did.
And in the face of a defender who was towering over him, too.
Toronto calls timeout. They lead by 3. 1:57 left to play in the final quarter. A moment to check in with Doris Britt. Doris?
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
Lowry drives in. That's good. And the Raptors lead by 5.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Washington calls timeout. They're down by 5. 1:46 left to play here in the 4th. And Beal kicks to Wall. Second chance effort. Good on that shot. And with that, the Toronto lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Nene.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
Lowry against Wall. DeRozan in the corner. Back to Lowry. And DeRozan kicks to Ross. Shot clock at 6. He dishes it to Lowry. A 3 ball. Again, the miss by Lowry.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Huge possession. What a finish we've got coming now.
54 seconds left in the game. There's a good screen. DeRozan in the corner. The second chance effort. The shot is off. Some solid defense there by Nene. Courts out with the screen for Wall. Outside, Pierce tosses it up. Nails it. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Pierce has just simply been sensational.
This is a huge possession.
You've got to execute under pressure. We're going to see what they're made of.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Johnson with a screen on Wall. Ross passes to Lowry. Puts it up from 12. Washington calls timeout. They trail by 1. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Well, and you've got the luxury here of running a play, so you want to do something that you're very comfortable with.
Absolutely, Steve. I mean, no need to panic whatsoever. I mean, they're in a very good spot right here.
Now, here is Gorchak. It's Pierce on the wing for the win. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan Player of the Game. Doris, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, you were able to impact this game on both sides of the ball, making some nice passes, playing good defense. How did you feel about your game?
I just want to stop the basket. I want to do anything it takes to win, help my team win. Tonight, was passing the ball. My shot wasn't falling, but, I had too many turnovers, but I passed the ball well, and we got the win. That's all that matters.
Kyle, thank you. Kevin, it's not only about the offense.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying, see you next time, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
Ladies and gentlemen.